Welcome to the Tim Black Show. How y'all doing, man? What's up, people? My people. Yeah. You okay? All right. What's up, people? Look. Welcome back, people. Welcome back. You're tuned into the Tim Black Show. I'm your host, Tim Black, of course. Give it up for my moderators, the one and only Buck Bewley and Black Mamba, folks. Notes to self. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. So, we are live on YouTube and X. Hit the like button, man. Let people know that you're watching the Tim Black Show. Already in progress. How's the volume, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, let's put these comments, man. Let's get these comments on the board, man. See what happens. See if that happens. All right, at least that's up there. I don't know what that means, but we'll find out, I guess. I don't know what that means. Oh, shit, I don't mean to do that. That's not good. Let's undo that. Okay, that's cool. Okay, that's back. Okay. All right, I got the comments up here now. Okay, here we go. All right. We're back. So how's everybody going, man? Is everybody good? All right. I'll take your word for it. I don't really know. I think of some of you just saying it's good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Tobias Grove and Arlene Chambers and Trust No Party and the people? Damn. Okay, great. Zen Soulful. Uni Christine and Ebony is in the building. They are in the building. Thank you very much. Diamond G, my bad, G. Diamond G up in the house. What is going on, man? Aaron, what's happening, baby? Diamond G off the top rope. I appreciate you, Diamond G, man. Thank you for supporting this show. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, my brother. All endorsing. Aileen Dorsaint. Anthony McDowell. Stewmain is in the building. And Tay Diggs came back again to, make sure we were doing justice for justice. What's up, Tay? What's happening, brother? Ronald Lewis is in the building. So is Elizabeth and Crom. There it is, baby. Man, oh man, oh man. See, I almost did it again. Let me have now. See, today is Thursday, and then when it's Thursday, Thursdays are Thunder Thursdays. I got a little play on words for every day of the week. So it's Thunder Thursday on the Tim Black Show, man, and that means we're gonna bring down the house a little bit tonight. That's what that means. We're gonna make some thunder. Tonight's topics: Joy Reid returns, Zohran wins, Tyler Perry, Jamal Bryant, Boycott, said they got stabbed in the back by fellow pastors. And we got to cover that, man. What we look like not covering that? We got to cover that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. We got to get into that part, right? Isn't it almost mandatory that we talk about it? So look, fam, we got a lot to get to tonight. Before we do, let me just let you know that tonight the show is brought to you by the Tim Black Membership Club, which is over on Patreon or on YouTube. Become members of the Tim Black Wolfpack because you get behind-the-scenes footage, extended footage, and early footage of all my great interviews when I sit down and talk to people. And we're lining up new interviews to go along with the other great interviews we've had. So you don't want to miss that. And also, You become a VIP, which means you get access to the entire catalog of content. Most people do shows once or twice a week. We do them 5 days a week right here on the Tim Black Show. So become a member. Go to jointimblack.com. Starting at only $5 a month. That's all. I'm with you. Netflix cost like in 2007. Did it ever cost $4.99? I don't know if it ever did. Maybe $9.99. Yeah, I think it was $9.99. So there you go. There you go. And I'm made right here in the USA. Also, get yourself a Tim Black mug. The Tim Black Legacy mug available at timblackmug.com. Dishwasher, hater, disrespectful, charlatan safe, all that, right? You can put it in the microwave. You can cry in it if you want to. You can eat cereal out of it, whatever you want to do. Turn it over, roll up blunts on it, whatever's good for you. That's what you can do with this. This mug is durable. Oh, man. I'm feeling good tonight, man. You know why I'm feeling good? Because I have you. And we right here together, and we're going to chop it up. We're going to get into some topics, man. We're going to lighten up, man. You know, we're going to lighten up tonight, man, because it's just a conversation. There is no test afterwards. This, you know, that's all this. It's just me and, you know, we just talking. Just said, I can't hear you. You know what I'm saying? But we just talking, having a conversation. Put it this way. You send me your message telepathically. You think it, I say it. There you go. You think it, I say it. Okay, that work? Hope that works, family. Oh, shit, today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Thanks, Buck. I appreciate that. That helps. That clears up a lot. Oh, that's okay. Wacky Wednesday. How about that? We call it Wacky Wednesday because it's wacky. Okay, I think Buck just wanted to text me. I don't know if that was necessary. But anyway, okay, Wacky Wednesday. Here we go. That's right, because we didn't have a show yesterday, did we? No, I didn't do a show yesterday. So, okay, today is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. That's how that goes. So anyway, back to this. Look, guys, so tonight we got straight crazy topics, fun things to talk about. It'll be exciting. It'll be amazing. Actually, I have no idea how it's gonna go. Yeah, because none of this is scripted. This is all just me saying stuff. But there will be certain segments I'm gonna have a lot of fun with because, well, hell, I'm gonna have fun with all of them because I get to edit live, like without, you know. So yeah, I expect tonight gonna be a good night. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's see where we are here. Yeah, we'll have to change it. Now I think about it, we'll have to change it because the title says it. People are like, Tim, when's the show? Is the show tonight, my brother? I'll be like, yeah, well, why does it say Thursday? Because I don't know, man, because I work all the time. So it's weird when I'm not working. I don't know. Here we go, guys. I guess we'll jump off the cliff with the latest content. I mean, why beat around, man? I think I preambled too much in the beginning. Let's get the show going. The wildest political twist you didn't see coming. How about that, Johnson? How about we go for some wild political twist? I guess I don't know if these are gonna count, but we'll see. We'll give it a shot. We shall give it a shot, Johnson. Yes, there's evidence. Yes, there's that. Okay, got the notes over there. Let's get cracking, guys. Let's go to our first story. Well, it's better to show and tell, but I think this first clip I'm going to line up for you, it says a lot about where we are in America. How about that? Well, first I got to go get the clips. So let's do this. Let's pull the clips in. Well, damn. That means I'm gonna have to go over there and get those other ones. Those didn't come out. Doing too many things at one time, I guess that's what that is. But these are here. Yeah, these are here. So we'll go ahead and go with this. Check this out, guys. I think this is a good way to start the show off tonight.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
If Martin Luther King, Roy Wilkins, or any of these compromising Negroes who say exactly what the white man wants to hear is interviewed anywhere in the country, you don't get anybody to offset what they say. But whenever a black man stands up and says something that white people don't like, then the first thing that white man does is run around to try and find somebody to say something to offset what has just been said. This is natural.
I was a bit hesitant actually to take this interview.
Yeah. I like that, man. I like that. I like that. That's how I wanted to start off. I wanted to add that in because that is something I see all the time, man. Yeah, I see that all the time. In fact, they're so bad, they're so treacherous with it, right? Even if they don't find somebody to refute you, they let the commentator refute you right there live. Like, you know what I'm saying? So on a rare occasion that a CNN or MSNBC or CBS, any of these programs, even Fox, would allow some truth to go out over the airwaves, they'll be sure to shoot it down. Immediately, as soon as it comes out your mouth, they try to shoot it down. Like, oh, this guy's talking truth. And don't let it be something that actually helps black people. Oh, God, Jesus Christ, we can't have that. We can't have words that actually speak to the real issues. Now we gotta go, hey, you gotta talk about Beyonce's new country song. Yeah, we gotta talk about I don't know, something I don't know, Denzel, did he get a new role? He played a new role on Shakespeare. We gotta switch it to LeBron dunking the ball or something. Because when we start talking about real stuff, people get a little nervous. Yeah, that's so the words of Malcolm X, they hold up. They hold up some 70 years later. Isn't that something? Timeless words. In fact, anything that upsets the apple cart, they do this with. They do this. This is what they do. All right, well, that sets the tone. We will be kicking people in the stomach all night tonight here on the Tim Black Show. Hit the like button if that makes sense to you. Let's keep the party going. Now, to those people that give a damn about politics, which I know a few. Every time I put out a political video, it's like I get a little note from YouTube saying, people that usually watch your content don't give a damn about this. It could be bombs dropping in Iran, and we're going to World War III. They don't care. Hey, World War III for my HBO Max subscription. Did the cost of chicken wings go up? What, could you please turn the channel? That's how people be treating me, man. But I gotta stick to talking about important issues concerning politics because, well, that's what I do here. It's just for some reason when I talk about other stuff, it gets more play. In New York, there was a mayor's race. This little thing called a Democratic primary that took place. You may have heard of it. An unlikely person won. Or at least nobody got over 50%, so that means they got to have some shit. They got to do their ranked choice voting thing. But it looks like he's going to win. And if you win in New York, it's a mostly blue state. It's a solid blue state. It's almost like automatic. The Democrat wins the general. So it looks like the Democratic nominee so far looks like it's going to be a man by the name of Zohran. I don't even want to butcher his name. Zohran won. That's who it is. People with Mamdani, something like that. Zohran, 35 years old or something like that, young guy, man. Was a state assemblyman or something. That's about it. And that's it. But he won. And people are dumbfounded. They can't believe this guy won. They're like, how the hell did he win anything? This is crazy. What is going on with this guy? How the hell did he win? Impossible. Very possible. New York. In New York. Very possible. AOC did the same thing. Check this out, guys. Here goes a little clip. Let's find out what voters, actual people say, is the reason why Zohran is the man. Let's go to that.
That white man does is run around to try and find somebody to say something to offset what has just been said. This is natural.
I was a bit hesitant actually to take this interview because I didn't want to be seen wearing this shirt. Because I don't particularly support Cuomo. I don't think he's a righteous guy. I think he's a bit of a morally reprehensible person. But for me, I think, you know, even though he's a bad guy, he's paying $200 a day. And even if it is like blood money from like billionaires and super PACs and, you know, not righteous causes, a guy's gotta get money. I'm sorry.
So who do you support instead?
Personally, I kind of stand behind Zohran Mamdani. I've heard a lot of people's criticisms of him and people's praises of him. I think he's kind of a breath of fresh air for politics in New York. I mean, people kind of criticize his inexperience, and I mean that's a valid claim. I mean, like, he's had positions before, and people say that he wasn't able to get much done there, and I mean, like, that's fair, but like, how else are you supposed to get experience besides like being in position and moving us towards a better future? I feel like, for me, Zohran Mamdani was the first politician in a hot minute that I was actually like, oh damn, this guy's like pretty cool. Cause
hold on, man, can I cut in for a second? Just to say, it's gotta suck to give a guy money. He wear your shirt and then stab you in the back at the same time and endorse your competition. That's gotta sting. Woo! That's gotta hurt a little bit there, Cuomo. Yeah, that's gotta hurt. Yeah, your son Fredo probably looking for this kid right now. They probably got some money on his head. It's probably a bounty out there for you. Chuckles. No, I think it's funny. I don't much like the Cuomo, so you know. Yeah, I don't like what he did to Ice Cube when he came on the show. And then when he was dissing Ice Cube, when Ice Cube had the contract for Black America. Oh, I'm sorry, that was his son. It was his son, I'm sorry. Brother, son. I don't know, that's his brother, right? It's big brother, yeah, dad, because dad, I don't know, I get them all mixed up. Okay, which one's the one with the one that went after Angela Rye made her cry? Which one made Angela cry? I forget which one this was. I'm getting my Cuomos mixed up. It doesn't matter. I'm all over the place. My point's taken. It's well taken, though, right? It's gotta suck to pay a guy to take a dump on you. It's almost as if Cuomo's people didn't do much vetting when they was giving out money. Anyway, let's go back. Let's keep going. Tell him, young man. This young man's gonna drop some jewels, though. It's gonna tell you some stuff you may not hear. Let's see if it'll play.
I feel like me, I don't even identify that much as a Democrat. I'm kind of like, I support the people at the end of the day, the working class, like Republican, Democrat. I'm with like the people, like the average Joe that's trying to just get by. And I feel like when it came to like presidential elections, for example, Kamala Harris spent so much money on her campaign. All I really gathered from her campaign was, I'm not Trump. Which, I mean, for me, that was enough because I don't like Trump. I was like, yeah, okay, let me vote for Kamala. But I didn't really know what she stood for at the end of the day, I'll be honest, like just from seeing her on the news. Zohran, I feel like his campaign, he actually went down on the ground, like to actually talk to people. Like, yo, what was the reason people voted for Trump? What was people's, like, the reason that they turned away from, like, Kamala, for example? and people were focused on like money and money issues. You know, New York is one of the most expensive cities to live in, and you know, when people are concerned about that, the economics instead of like this like culture war bullshit. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to swear again.
You're good.
I feel like that's what people care about at the end of the day. Both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party focus so much on this culture war that it's like, okay, now we can get exploited by all these rich people.
Next on deck.
Hey man, I like this. I like this young guy, man. This guy, pretty honest, pretty much a straight shooter. I appreciate that, man. I mean, not very ethical, but hey, man, a guy's got to eat, right? Guy's got to eat. You're gonna take the money and wear the shirt for 2 seconds. I get it. I understand it. Hey man, who am I to begrudge you from from sticking it to Cuomo, man? Stick it to him. I don't care. But I like his point of view, man. Like, hey, he ain't hung up on parties. And he's for the people, for working class people. So give it up for him on that. Yeah. I relate to that part. But, I'm looking for a little bit more, man. There's more reasons why Zohran beat out Cuomo and other people that I don't know. Let's see if we got any more on that.
Because I didn't want to be seen wearing this shirt.
Oh, my bad.
Stand behind the position and moving us to Republican, for example. And people were focused.
Say that he is.
I feel like that's what people care about at the end of the day. Both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party focus so much on this culture war that it's like, okay, now we can get exploited by all these rich people.
Next on deck.
Okay, now we're going to listen to Hakeem Jeffries lie. Yeah, because that's what he's going to. No, it's going to look pretty stupid, though, because he didn't know what to say about Zohran winning.
With Tim Black.
Say that he is far too extreme on economic issues and even issues involving Israel. I'm curious what your thoughts are on him ideologically. Is that does he have an ideology that you would want your candidates in 2026 to have?
Well, from the standpoint of House Democrats and what our focus has been, clearly we have an affordability crisis in the United States of America, and our focus will continue to be on driving down the high cost of living in this country. Donald Trump promised to lower costs on day one. Costs haven't gone down, they're going up. He's crashing the economy in real time. His tariffs are going to impose thousands of dollars in additional cost on everyday Americans per year. And he may even be driving us toward a recession. It's the reason why Donald Trump has become so unpopular. It's because he's failed the country on the economy. And so our vision is going to be for an affordable America. Work hard, play by the rules, live the good life, provide a comfortable living for yourself and for your family. That means being able to actually afford a home, educate your children, have access to health care, go on vacation with your children and your family every now and then. And of course, Joe, one day retire with grace and dignity.
The first foreign visit by...
Yeah, so basically, to answer your question there, Morning Schmo, we don't care what this guy did to win this thing. We like losing. Yeah, that's what the Democrats are basically saying. The king speaking for the Democrats here. Yeah, we're elite assholes, and we don't care if he has cracked the formula. We ain't got no reason to undermine our donors, and we'd rather take the L if that means we got to change. Because we like picking up these checks. That's basically what he's saying. I mean, this guy just pulled a humongous upset. And Hakeem Jeffries' response to like, oh, is this the way you guys are going to go now? You're going to try to be populist now? It's like, hell nah. We want to say Orange Man bad, and we're going to put some money in your pocket. But Zohran wasn't just running on that, or was he? I got to admit, man, I didn't know much about this guy. I still don't know a lot about him. I don't live in New York. But I did look into him a little bit. Here goes the debate, which made a lot of people, some people that were sitting on the fence, change their mind about Zohran or change their mind about Cuomo, because Cuomo was running away with this thing and Zohran was at 1% in the polls. Yeah. This is a big deal what happened here. Check this out.
One day retire with grace and dignity.
The first foreign visit by a mayor of New York is always considered significant. Where would you go first? Left to right, Ms. Adams.
First visit, I would visit the Holy Land.
Mr. Cuomo?
Given the hostility and the anti
Excuse me. Excuse me. You do what? You do what, sister? Somebody tell Hacky McDaniels. What? Visit the Holy Land? What you talking about, Willis? What's she talking about, man? You know you was born in New York. This is why they suck. Let's keep going. She ain't the only one with a bad answer.
Semitism that has been shown in New York, I would go to Israel.
Mr. Tilson?
What? Thought you was Italian. Go to Italy. What is this? Everybody wants to go to Israel. What's this? No, I'm serious, guys. Help me figure it out. Why is Cuomo's punk? You've been to Israel before. I know you have. You're 70 and you've been rich a long time. I know you've been to Israel. You had to pick up some money at some point from AIPAC or something. We know you, Cuomo. So what I'm saying is, this is disgusting. Yeah, man, you bad.
Where would you go?
Yeah, I'd make my 4th trip to Israel, followed by my 5th trip to.
And this guy's bragging. Look at him. Oh, big spender here. Yeah, that'd be my 4th trip. Now they're bragging about who gets to go sell out quicker. It's got nothing to do with us. Got nothing to do with New York. Nothing at all. Right? Nothing at all. He could have said he wants to go to the moon. And that would be about as relevant as Israel is to New York. It's like, what the hell they got to do with each other? It's not America, man. You are United States city, a city within the United States.
Ukraine, 2 of our greatest allies, fighting on the front lines of the global war on terror.
Mr. Mamdani?
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Ah, there it is. There it is. The only one with any goddamn sense. Anyone here? That's it. Case closed, face closed. I wonder if the chocolate guy in the center there, the brother with the melanin on fleek, I wonder if he was going to say that. I don't think he was. I think he was going to say Israel too. Magic City or Israel? Which one? Look, guys, this is why he won, man, because he's the only one willing to be different. That's all it is, man. He's the only one with the guts to say, nah, I think I'm going to go ahead and get right to work here in the good old New York City, man. I'm going to go ahead and go work for the people right here, man, where I'm supposed to be. I got elected to serve the people of New York City, not the people of Israel. What am I, a magician? Why would I need to go do that? I'm not touring. What is this? I'm not doing a Drake song. What am I doing? Drake's Jewish, right? Yeah. All right.
Mr. Mamdani, can I just jump in? Would you visit Israel?
As
mayor?
I will be doing, as the mayor, I'll be standing up for Jewish New Yorkers, and I'll be meeting them wherever they are across the 5 boroughs, whether that's in their synagogues and temples or at their homes or at the subway platform, because ultimately we need to focus on delivering on their concerns.
And just yes or no, do you believe in a Jewish state of Israel?
I believe Israel has the right to exist.
Wow. A backbone. This guy's got a backbone, man. So this is the cheat code, baby. Stand up to Israel and get the W. This is why. This is why, guys. This is why a lot of New Yorkers went with him. And there's a lot of Jewish folks in New York. Very diverse city. But still, they like this a lot. He said Cuomo was garbage. Now they're coming at my guy. They're coming at him. Why? Because he's the only one that had the guts to say, I don't think I'm going to go to Israel. He said, hey, but I got no problems. I like Jewish people. And when I run into him on the street, I won't even knock him down or nothing. I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Shake their hands, try to win their votes and stuff. But that's the ones that live here. I see no reason to go to to Israel. Get what I'm saying, fam? Y'all understand what I'm talking about? Yeah, you get what I'm saying. That's one of the reasons why he won.
Not as a Jewish state?
As a state with equal rights.
He won't, he
Not
won't
as
say
a
it
Jewish
has a
state.
right to exist as a Jewish state. Be very
And
clear
his
on
answer was no, he won't visit Israel.
I said that very
That's what he was
clearly.
trying to say.
No. Unlike you, I answered. Unlike you, I answered questions very directly.
All right.
My goal would be to take my first trip to Israel.
This guy cut in to say that dumb stuff. I would just like to say everything that everybody else except him said, that's the same thing I would do. For some reason, I don't think he was like tearing it up. I don't think his numbers were tearing it up. Were they? Oh. He looks like Bernie Sanders, somehow more feeble, which is a hard thing to do, man. How you look more frail than Bernie? He's probably 20 years younger than Bernie. He looks like Bernie could take him. This guy. We know you'd be. What's his name? I know you'd go to Israel. Look like you're in Israel right now. Let's keep going, man.
My wife's life work in this area means a lot to our family, and it could coincide with my young son Miles' bar mitzvah, if you'd like to have his bar mitzvah.
Okay, there it goes. I knew I was right. They say, Tim Black, why did this guy beat Cuomo? Well, I saw this floating around. I thought this was interesting. Campaign 25. I'm going to lower the cost of living. And what did Cuomo run on? I sexually harassed 11 women. Yeah, that's a good. Ultimate selling points. You know what, guys? We can joke around, we can play around. But let's be dead serious here, man. Let's make sure everybody understands what happens here. See, look. Zohran Mamdani. Zohran won for a very basic reason. He won because he's the only guy being different. Yeah, in a sea of cookie cutters, in a sea of everybody else saying the same old stuff, he was the one guy saying something different. And for some reason, it sounded more reasonable. So what, he hasn't as much as ran a liquor store. So what, who cares? Who cares? Neither did Gary Vee until his dad let him. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, so what, he doesn't know what he's doing? So what, he's going to try to call with his feet for the first year or two? Who cares, man? you get to pretend in your mind that that guy is better than the other guys. Why? Because he's got better ideas. And he's not saying the same old thing everybody else is saying. And if his ideas aren't better, at least they different ideas. I say it all the time, guys. If you're going to lose, at least lose differently. Yeah. Look, man, I don't know this guy Zohran at all. My name is not Hansobi, Zabi. What's this? What's Jank's son's name? I don't know this guy. Big, tall Harvard guy or something. Listen, man. Hassanabi. I don't know his name. I think my son might know his. Listen, the guy that dumped on Chappelle because it suited him to do. Remember he was shitting on son, you there? Doesn't matter. Hassan. Listen, guys. When you're up against a bunch of people and all the other people are one way, they all going left, go to the right. You'll look smarter. You'll look different. You look like, hey, this guy's got guts. He'll stand out. Now, you may win or you may not. But in this case, he won. Why? Because he's vastly better or different than the rest of the other people that are up there. And you know what? There's actual evidence of this, right? So remember back in 2020, everyone forgets, or 2016, everybody forgets Donald Trump. The Republicans did not embrace Donald Trump because they wanted to embrace him, and they threw everything at him. Chris Christie ran over and stepped on his feet. There was this woman, I forget, she wasn't good. I forget her name. There was Ted Cruz was there. You guys don't remember, man, but when Donald Trump ran the first time and he won his primary, fam, he was up against everybody in the Republican Party. He ran through them all like a Ginsu knife through butter, like a ninja katana sword, like a katana sword through a tuna's belly. Why'd that happen? He was the only one that sounded different. Donald Trump beat out Jeb Bush. Why did he beat Jeb Bush? He beat the shit out. He embarrassed Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush was on the stage like telling corny-ass jokes, actually begging the crowd to laugh. Please laugh at that. Please laugh. You remember the Bushes? Trump beat Jeb Bush so bad that he ended the dynasty for the Bushes. Just when it was Jeb's time. So what I'm trying to tell you is there's precedence for this. When you are the guy that's different, people will hear you out. And if they hate the other people enough, you win by default. Yeah. How bad could he be? People are literally thinking that. We already know Cuomo's a degenerate, right? We know that. Decided. He fumbled. He came on TV every day about COVID and then let all the old people die in the old folks' homes. Had them locked in with people with COVID. That's what he did, this scumbag. But he came on TV every day undermining Biden, who I can't stand either. Then he got kicked out of office. Why? Had to leave. Why? Because there were like 11 women saying he touched them. Now, I don't know if he did or not, but he left. Then he lost. Then his brother lost his job trying to help him get out of trouble. It's just horrible. The fact that Cuomo would even try to run again shows the audacity of Democrats, man. You just got knocked out of office. The bodies just turned cold from your fumbling of the COVID thing. And your ass comes back out here and run again? The only thing more arrogant than this and tone deaf, the only thing more arrogant and tone deaf than with Cuomo trying to run again is Eric Adams thinking he can run again. Eric, sit your, to quote all my apps, New Jack City, sit your $2 ass down before I make change. No one likes you, Eric Adams. Jay-Z wants the key to the city, like he wants his endorsement back. Everybody's you suck, Eric Adams. So New York sucks right now. And this guy Zohran, it sucks so bad Zohran looks like the answer. He's probably not. I'm gonna say that right now. He's probably not the answer, but it can't be any worse. It cannot be any worse. You know what? I haven't heard a single person say, God, I wish de Blasio was back. That's who I miss. I miss de Blasio. I haven't heard that not one time. No matter how bad Eric Adams sucked, I didn't hear anybody say, damn it, man, we only had de Blasio. Now, Chicago, some people going, I wish Lightfoot, I wish Light Ass was back in here. They can't stand Brandon Johnson. All right, so anyway, Zohran, I don't know much about him. Does this instill confidence in the progressive wing of the Democratic Party? It shouldn't, but it probably will. Which I'm all for, man. Feel good about yourselves. I figured out the Democrats. This helps me understand Democrats more. And what it is, like, see, no one really likes Jasmine Crockett, but they like that she doesn't sound like Nancy Pelosi. That's it. So just being different and saying different things. So now what all the Democrats do now they all cuss and try to act tough. Jamal Bowman, I heard him in an interview talking about Zohran. He dropped a couple F-bombs just because he think that's what the cool kids want him to do now. Yeah. He would have pulled another fire alarm if he thought it would have meant he could have stayed in office. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's what it is, man. If you ain't going to be different, at least sound different. But here's the thing with Zohran. I think he really is different. I think he hasn't been tainted enough, right? I think he has not been tainted enough where he is totally devoid of a soul. So maybe there's a shot. Maybe there's a shot with this guy. We'll find out. I'll do content on it that only gets seen by 100 people because most people won't give a damn. But listen. We gotta stay engaged. Someone said, Tim Black, talk about solutions. One of the solutions is we have people like Zohran willing to be different and not kiss ass up to the Democrats. One thing I will give him credit for, one thing, and this one thing is what we need in black politics, what we need in working class politics. We need people like Zohran who are willing not to fold into the Democratic Party, but say, Democratic Party, fold into me. And if not, get the hell out my way. That's what we need. We need backbone like that. And that's what's missing from the Democrats and the Republicans. That's what's missing across the board. I don't know if Zohran has all the answers, but evidently the people of New York think what he says is vastly more important or more interesting than what the rest of those hacks were saying. And yeah, it's their city. Let's see what they do with it. Couple policies I heard them say, hey, free public transportation. Hey, free public transportation. Anybody can catch the bus. And something about pre-K. Two things I think you got to do. And a third one was rent control. Yeah, people complain about the rent control. I think it was Irony was complaining rent control was rent control is a thing that it's linked to do that. And the last time you paid rent, Irony, rent's high. It's really high. It's a lot more higher. Rent is a lot higher in New York than it is in where you at, Georgia or some shit. Yeah, rent, you could rent an entire house. New York's one bedroom is renting a whole house in Georgia. What are you talking about? Yeah, rent control in New York. If you're in New York. That's why sometimes the people go to all the schools, All right. But we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. It's over. This guy will take it all the way to the House. Zohran could go all the way, and I don't think anything could stop him. And it's good that the Democrats get kicked in the stomach by their guy, by a new guy, fresh face. Let's just see if they dig up enough dirt to stop him. Because that's next. Oh, Zohran. What is this lady from 10 years ago that you met? And you were a rapper. He used to be a rapper, so I'm sure at some point he was at a Diddy party. But I don't want to, don't let me spoil it for you. Don't let me spoil it. I don't mean to do that. Not yet. Enjoy it. Feel good about it. Just when you're at the top of celebration, then that's when the Democrats will dig up dirt on them. But until then, enjoy. All right, guys, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, Johnson. It's Wacky Wednesday here on the Tim Black Show. Now will be a good time to hit the like button because, hey, what else you got to do? You're sitting here, you might as well hit the like button, right? Hit the like button. Let's go, baby. Next. I don't even know what's next. This will be exciting, finding out what I made next. That's a pretty cool meme, though.
Next on deck with
I'm
Tim
a
Black.
harassed woman.
I worked for an anti-war president, and I saw. No, he was. He ran against.
How many countries did you bomb the crap out of?
Well, that's what I'm going to say.
Lord
Scott.
have mercy.
Like no, like you guys didn't just use bombs for diplomacy.
But do you want to put the scorecards up against each other?
I'm
between
happy
bombs
to put
and
up
drones?
scorecards.
You all are the king of obliteration.
I got lots of scorecards.
The continuity that work in both parties. If both parties have the continuity.
Next on.
Oh, that's so short, but so good. People get mad at me because I like Scott Jennings. I only like Scott Jennings because he makes Democrats cry. That's a good reason to like somebody. They make the... Look, folks, I'm what you call a Democratic Party hater, man. I tell people that all the time. They don't believe me. See, you're a racist. If I was white, you'd understand, you would accept that. I'm a Democratic Party hater because they lie. They've been lying to my people for 70 years. In 1970, Black Americans, 40% of Black Americans owned their own homes. After voting for the Democrats for 75 years, every election, like it was scripted, like they had a gun to our heads, we voted for these people. Like they had a gun to our children's heads, we voted for the Democratic Party. And in all that time, how much further did we get? In 2020, we found out Black Americans own homes, 40% of Black Americans own homes. Meanwhile, the Hispanics were at 50%, and they got here last week. So look, I got a problem with it. Not because I don't like Latinos. I got a problem because I don't like blackos who lie. I don't like sellout black folks who work for the Democratic Party to try to get us to vote Democrat when we ain't getting nothing for it. Now, if you can't get more home ownership in a country where most homes is where people keep their wealth, then what the hell good is the party? We might as well stay home all those years and save that gas money. Standing in that long-ass line to vote for people that ain't getting anything done for us. I didn't say they couldn't cure the gout. I said we have been stuck at 40% home ownership for 70 years behind working with these cats. Yo, so wrap your head around that. What the hell? I thought that was something else. Anyway, back to this guy. This lady says, she said something about Obama. She said Obama, my President Obama was the president of peace. And it's just a laugh that Scott Jennings lets out. It seemed real. I like real moments. Reminds me of the laugh that Joy Reid gave when Keith, whatever his name, the attorney general of Minnesota, when he said, "Hey, Trump could win," she was, He's like, "No, I'm serious. He could win." Keith Ellison. When Keith Ellison said that, and Joe Reid was like, "This guy's fucking." Those real moments mean something. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the guy you let hate, Scott Jennings, having a genuine moment.
Deck with Tim Black.
I worked for an anti-war president, and I saw. No, he was. He ran against.
How many countries did you bomb the crap out of?
Well, that's what I'm gonna say.
Lord
Scott.
have mercy.
Like, no, like.
Yeah, you hear Cornel West? Dr. West was like, "That's true," because Cornel knows. Cornel supported the hell out of Obama. Back in 2007, Cornel West went on the campaign trail for Obama, and Obama got in office and betrayed the hell out of him. Yeah, betrayed the hell out of Dr. West. Dr. West like, I helped this long-legged lying bastard get in office, and he went in here and put Wall Street into his administration. Obama dropped so many bombs, he ran out of bombs, folks. That's what Obama did, and we got this goofball. Look at her face. She just got owned on national TV. And anybody with a brain cell that's not tied to the Democrats through blood money or blood oath knows that Obama, he took us to more wars than Bush did. Bush took us to bigger wars, but he took us to, and you're what? She said he's the president of peace. He wanted peace. He just couldn't find his way to do it. No, he got a Nobel Peace Prize because identity politics. It wasn't because he was peaceful. Somalia, Yemen, that's him. Afghanistan, that's Obama. Syria, he was bombing everything that moved. Drop a bomb on it. Drop bombs. Come on. Come on, everybody. Drop bombs. I got bombs. Hey, drop bombs on it. Hey, can we try to negotiate with it first? No, why do that? Michelle, they want to negotiate. We got bombs. Let's use the bombs. Look at her face like she doesn't know anything. And Scott's looking at her like, oh, this is going to be a meme, baby. Yeah, man. Now, when Scott Jennings starts talking about black people, like roast his ass, because he's very white. And I think he knows that. And that's the only time I get on him, because he tries to say things, he tries to cover for Republicans. And, he's got to do that, but it's just, that's when I get him. I get him when he's wrong, but he's right so often. Scott Jennings is right so often that I almost want to forgive him when he's being a bigoted old white dude, because he can't help it. But on stuff like this, oh, manna from the skies. This woman knows nothing, folks. It is a beautiful thing.
Next on Deck with Tim Black.
I worked for an anti-war president, and I saw. No, he was. He ran against.
How many countries did you bomb the crap out of?
Well, that's what I'm going to say,
Lord
Scott.
have mercy.
Like, no. Like you guys didn't just use bombs for diplomacy.
But
do you want
to put the scorecards up against each other?
I'm
between
happy
bombs
to put
and
up
drones?
scorecards.
You all are the key.
I got lots of scorecards.
The continuity that work in both parties. If both parties have the continuity.
Next on Deck with Tim.
Yeah, let's keep it moving, guys. That's a hilarious segment. I love it. It's just beautiful when they're that goofy. You know what I'm saying? When they don't know anything. Oh. Don't know anything. Let's keep going, man. I don't know what's next. I think it's another CNN clip. Let's go.
Black.
Already taken the action to brief even the Gang of Eight. This is a smaller group of senior leadership in the Congress about what the intelligence says, I think is pretty extraordinary.
Well, they did call Schumer, and I know they talked to him, and they tried to call Jeffries, who apparently didn't pick up the phone. So I know some calls were made. Look, one of the ways to keep things from leaking is to not tell a bunch of people who leak. And so, I'm sensitive to this.
The Gang of Eight.
This is a pretty sensitive operation. There was a lot of misdirection. There was a lot of stuff going on here.
It's a close hold.
I know, and they called Schumer, and they tried to call Jeffries, and they told the Republicans. And look, we're not going to debate this in an open committee hearing when we're, on a tight time window. You got bombers going one way, bombers going another way. I mean, this thing had to be held airtight. And that's what they did, and it worked perfectly.
And what do we get out of these conflicts? I mean, that's the bigger question is like,
one
what's
thing
the
is that
end
Iran
result?
doesn't have a nuclear weapon. That's the one thing we got today.
Do we know that? That's the big question
looks
tonight.
Pretty good to me.
Well, I'm glad you're the one with the champagne.
First time we've ever actually gone this far. In the past, I think they thought, well, Americans aren't strong enough or bold enough to actually come in here and do something about it. We'll talk. They'll send us pallets of cash, whatever. In this case, we sent Operation Midnight Hammer. It's the first time we've gone that far, so maybe it will prove to be a deterrent for the future.
You can't bomb you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about this other than, as I told you guys earlier, it could have been worse. Yeah, a lot of people are complaining about what Trump did with Iran, but it could have been worse. We could be bogged down in the next 10 years in an unwinnable war. Yeah, that's not going to happen. At least it doesn't appear to be the outcome of this. So, yeah, I'm happy that this did not turn into Afghanistan. I'm glad this did not turn into Iraq. I'm glad this was like, we did this, okay, now, and they said, well, we're going to do this, and they did that, and we're like, okay, fine. And let's see if that holds. And I'm hoping that it holds because I'm not a Democrat. Democrats sit back because Trump is a Republican. Democrats sit back and hope for failure, even if it costs American lives. Because they really don't have a problem with us going to war. They really don't give a shit. Because if they cared about that, they would have had Biden not help Ukraine. They would have had Biden step up further to actually stand on decency when it comes to Israel and the poor Gazans or Palestinians. They didn't. They did not. So, but now they're acting appalled like, oh my God, violence is so bad. So, yeah, Democrats and Republicans both play the same games. And Republicans would do the same thing if a Democrat was in office, probably. But it'd be different because I think the Republicans would be saying, you should have went further, Democrats. You're soft. Both parties love wars because both parties are run by the military-industrial complex. That's the end of it. That's the story. That's it. That's the cliffhanger you've been waiting for, man. If you don't know that by now, you got to know that. You got to know it. We've been at war constantly for the last 50 years. You know what I'm saying? So let's not pretend that what we're doing here, what we're doing with the war isn't like our main function. It's our main function. That's why we spend all our money on it. We spend all our money on it because that's what we like to do. When I say we, I don't mean the American people. I mean the people that run our country. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. I'm not talking about servicemen and women. Most of them just want to go to school. Yeah, the majority of people that join our military are just people that thought they never had to go to war, who just wanted to go to school. I think they're figuring it out now. And to the goofies that say, oh, it's disrespectful that Trump had a parade which involved the military. Well, it was the 250th anniversary. And stop acting like you give a damn about the flag or about the military. Meanwhile, you got flag underwear, flag diapers, and we know what your children do in those. And we got the military selling itself, paying to be at NFL and basketball games just to be able to market to young people so they can be dumb enough to join them. End up in some place in the Middle East blowing up poor brown people. For democracy. Because we care so much about them people. We got to get in there and help them people be free. And we got dummies who actually believe that's why we do stuff we do. And those people are called Republicans. And sadly now it seems like some of them are called Democrats too. And I used to think Democrats knew better. That's part of the reason why I say Democrats. I'm a Democratic Party hater because they yeah. So anyway, that's it. Trump, Iran. Trump did B minus. I'm gonna go B minus, Johnson. Yeah, he exceeded my expectations. And A would have been to do nothing. But if you're going to do something, what he did was a B minus. From what I hear, it didn't even take out the silos. Like, it didn't even stop. I don't know. I'm getting mixed reports. I'm getting reports that it wasn't as successful. Turns out, maybe Trump exaggerated a little bit. I know. Shocking, right? Can't believe that, right? Drop the big, beautiful bomb. The big, beautiful bomb. All right, guys, let's keep going. Look, hit the like button. Let the algorithm know that the Tim Black Show is here on Wacky Wednesday. Wacky Wednesday here on the Tim Black Show, Johnson. Thank you, Buck, for saving me from saying the wrong date for the rest of the show. Let's push forward. We got more here. Right here on the Tim Black Show, Johnson. Let's go. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, I threw this in. This is interesting. I saw this, and I don't even know when it was taken. Sometimes I see clips, I don't know where they came from, what the context is. All I know is this is Prince Andrew. And the way this sister acts, yuck.
Maybe it will prove to be a deterrent for the future.
You can't bomb your.
Yeah, I just wanted to I don't know, when I saw that, ugh. That's my 3-year-old grandbaby. Nadia, she does that. Yuck. Yuck. Ick. That's what I was thinking when I saw this clip. I was just thinking, no, she says ew. That's her. Ew. Ew. That's what I was thinking when I saw it. Like, this woman's on her knees. Ah! And y'all thought that y'all wrote to Byron Donalds when he called Trump daddy. I don't know what she was calling Prince Andrews, but it was something further down the hill than daddy. Yeah, that was pretty bad there. Yep. Self-respect goes a long way, sister. Never give up your self-respect. I'm about to talk to Idris and Damson. Talk to Damson and Idris. Like, what's up with your people, man? This how y'all do? This what y'all do? And then how they do black people? Whenever a black person does something anywhere in America, we got people going, oh, this is how black Americans do. It's disgusting how black Americans act. One black person, you'll hear about it for a week. I have black fatigue because this one black person. What about this shit? This is in the UK. Yeah, we need to, that represent all black people in the UK? No, of course not. I would like the same respect, folks. I would like the same respect. Because it's just her. She's a goofy. She is a goofy. At first, I thought she was just a short person, a little person. Then I realized, nah, she's crawling on her knees to this white guy with he hadn't done anything except he fell out of his mother's uterus in England. Ew. Jack Tripper, bad Santa face. Those who know. Rest in peace, the great Bernie Mac and the great Jack Tripper. Next.
Iran violated the peace agreement and the ceasefire agreement. Do you believe that Iran is still committed to peace?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Yeah. I was waiting for that. I think that's great stuff. Yeah. When I get upset, I drop F-bombs too. And people write me too, Tim. Some people in your audience go to church. All I'm saying is I agree with him, man. Well, you know, I like that expression of, I don't know if it was real or not, if it was prepared or whatever. Trump's a showman, you know what I'm saying? He's been doing shows for 40 years. So yeah, he ain't gonna stop being a showman, but I liked it. I thought it was well-timed and cleverly executed, the F-bomb droppage. You're gonna drop the F-bomb, that's a good time to do it. And then walk off to the Air Force One? I mean, come on, man. Democrats try to act like they were all upset. I can't believe this guy used foul language. You know, when Jasmine Crockett's cussing up a storm, sounding like she walk into a bar and the sellers run out. You can still be like, oh, we gotta treat her nice. She's beautiful. She's a black woman. Yeah, a black woman with a potty mouth. Bernie Mac would be like, you got something to say. She always cussing. She's always saying some bad language. Here's a cussing mother. She's a cussing. But yeah, like it's, you know, Democrats, Republicans, hypocrites, both of them. If Obama would have did it, he just said something, dropped the F-bomb and walked off to the Air Force One, they'd have been like, that's my president, he's so cool. Trump does it, they're like, oh, what about the children? Oh my God, even the puppies heard him. Oh my God, oh no. Yeah, you know what? You'd be more worried about presidents dropping bombs on people. Less worried about the language they used afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you ain't gonna drop bombs, I mean, you can say, well, you can drop as many F-bombs as long as you don't drop real bombs. You know what I'm saying? And when we start talking about who dropped more real bombs, Obama won, okay? That's who won that, okay? The nice guy who wouldn't drop an F-bomb in public, but dropped a lot of bombs in private. You know what I'm saying? And he was the drone king. Forget the deporter-in-chief. He was the droner-in-chief. And he droned American citizens, too. Oh, you want to run over there? Huh? You want to play with Al-Qaeda? Huh? That's what you doing? Drone his ass. Shouldn't we have a trial? He is an American citizen. No. Let them bullets be his let those bullets be his trial. If he survived the bullets, then we'll exonerate him. All right, guys, let's keep going. I don't know what I was expecting to get out of that one, but it's Wacky Wednesday, so we plow here with more content. Look, guys, become members of the Tim Black Wolfpack by going to jointimblack.com or joining right here where you are on YouTube. Stop playing. I saw that Joe Budden makes $900,000 a month. And I'm like, I can't even wrap my head around these numbers. I make like $9 a month. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Gotta be doing something wrong here. I say, you know what, Tim, money doesn't mean anything. I say, yeah, that's what poor people say. Because they got it, because they don't have any money. So I'm trying to improve the show a little. You know, I'm doing things like, you know, I don't know, man. Maybe we'll just find more people to come on the show. I think we just need more people. We need more people on this show so the show can become more substantial. You don't have to look at my ball here. That, you know, this one, I mean, you know, my mom thinks I'm cute, but you know, Mrs. Black tolerates me, but I'm saying. So we're going to expand things. I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but go to jointimblack.com, become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Meanwhile, we'll keep on with the show. All right, Buck, Black Mamba, let's go to the next story. Where are we at here on this thing? I don't know where we are.
Apparently, I'm back in time for World War III, and I hate to say that we told you so. By we, I mean me and Ian Carroll. Ian, I mean, it's incredible. And it's looking like we may be going to war.
Yeah, you know, I noticed that there were a lot of people very excited. A lot of people like her were very excited at the prospect. I don't know what it is. They were excited. They were hoping that Trump was going to go take us to World War III just so that their numbers would go up or something. I don't know. Like, it just seemed like that's what they were thinking. Like, it was like Candace Owens and this guy who I don't know, and it was like Cenk Uygur and Dave Smith, I think his name is. Like, they did a stream that got 500,000. We're going to war. We got to fight together. We got to stand together to be against war. It's like a bunch of hacks, you know, a bunch of opportunists hoping that they were getting in front of the war thing to be able to say, see, I told you we're going to war. And now that now that we're not going to war, and it's not World War III, they seem quiet and depleted. You know, unlike regular Americans that are happy. But if you are TYT, whose numbers are down and in the toilet, but I told y'all that y'all weren't going to become the next TYT. I told y'all that. I remember telling you, remember that, Mayor? Remember, Mayor, when I said that? Oh, yes, guys, I hate it. Now I'm a realist, Goofy. Progressives don't they tolerate you. They don't like you. They like you because they think they have to. But then as soon as they get an opportunity, he didn't tie his shoes correctly that time. Let's go over here with Kyle. That's what they do. Because that's really who they are, man. They still mad at me. From 6 years ago, I stopped being their Negro. Their magical Negro. The point is this, guys. Both on the right and on the left, they were excited about certain factions were very excited about the prospect of there being a World War III. I don't know why they were happy about that, but they were just happy. They were just giddy. Look at these two. They look happy as hell. Does she look sad? Look like she's about to give him some of that, give us a little special attention.
Which either I had a crystal ball, you had a crystal ball, could see into the future, or this has been the most obvious and the most planned war in the history of wars.
And we're not the only ones. A lot of people saw it coming.
Look at them. Do they look upset? Nah, they were happily. They thought we were going to go to war. They thought it was going to be World War III. And they're sitting up here just as cheesy. See, I never want to be like these people. They root for bad shit to happen just so they can be right about it, just so they can make more money. If it's World War III, the world's over, Doomy. If it's World War III and you're right, then the world's over. Then it doesn't matter how many views you got, because you'll be dead, dummy. Well, maybe that Candace Owens, because I'm sure her rich zaddy has a basement fortress in the castle that they live in. But this poor sap, this goofy Mark Ruffalo knockoff looking, oh, this guy, Jim Scary over here. Yeah, dude, you die with the pores. She ain't gonna let you in the bunker, dummy. And these guys, they like rooting for World War III. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm a working class black man, man. I come from the lower middle class public school systems of Prince George's County, Maryland. Okay? I do not root for things that will hurt people that grew up like me, with me, who have lived the same existence I live. I know what it's like. We don't have bomb shelters. We got basements, unfinished ones. And they ain't gonna stop no fallout. Hell, half the time they don't stop the water. It's coming from the ceiling. So, but yeah, it's disgusting, folks. It's freaking disgusting. Damn, I didn't know it was that little. Shit. It was a good rant. These people are actually rooting for the destruction of the planet so that they could get bigger numbers on YouTube. So their Spotify account would get bigger or something. You know? And I just don't understand, like, they're so greedy. They're so damn greedy, man, that they don't care, man. But me personally, I'm a black man from a lower middle class background. And whenever I'm excited or upset about something, it's from that vantage point. And the people that I grew up with, we don't have bomb shelters. We have basements that are unfinished. And we won't survive a nuclear fallout. No. So we don't root for horrible things to happen just so our numbers on YouTube go up. Just so I can have a candid conversation with Candace Owens. No. And we can slap each other on the back and talk about how right we were just before everything dies except the roaches. Not looking forward to it. Not cheering for it. Not calling for it. Even if it proves me right about something. These people are narcissists. They're evil, bad people. These are bad people. They're fundamentally rotten. They're rotten on the inside, Johnson, is what I'm trying to tell you. And that goes for Cenk Uygur and Dave Smith, too. They were doing the same thing on TYT. I just don't have that clip. Just as excited.
Like, it was clearly the agenda. It's about much bigger things and about destabilizing the region. It's not about the nukes. And so the players that are planning things like this, they're not really concerned with what like Trump wants or doesn't want. I think that Trump would be very easily swayed to think all you need to do is show him some intelligence reports, show him like some spooky stuff about Iran's stockpile of like almost nuclear material and be like, look, they almost have a bomb.
So I trust Tucker beyond, like, I mean, more than any person in politics. The MAGA movement is going to change, okay?
Yeah.
And there's no question about that. Do you have Dave Smith's tweet? Yeah, there's a tweet where he explains, like, he's talking about the Trump dilemma, and I think it's very well written.
Yeah, Trump is on the edge right now. He's ready to burn his entire legacy to the ground because everything was laid out for him. All he had to do was close the border, deport a bunch of people, and not go to war. And so far, it's failing on all three counts and actually going to the wars we didn't want. And like, it's really sad.
This is going to be the one of the Candace is right jar, but I'm not. It's not even that I'm right. I'm just paying attention. I'm just paying attention to stuff.
Next.
Yeah, but you weren't right because we didn't go to war. So you're wrong. So take the money out the jar there, Candace. Yeah, take the money out the jar and tell Andrew Scary or Jim Scary. Yeah. Tell Jim Scary. I was thinking Andrew Schultz. Tell Schultz. I don't know. Yeah. Don't they seem a tad bit, don't they seem a tad bit happy to be like talking about us going to war like World War III? Seem a tad bit happy, unbothered, like a Jamel Hill podcast. All right. Now, let's jump to this, man. I think this is let's see, I gotta let's see if this should be done now. It is done. Okay, cool. So we've been talking about I've been talking about this on the channel. We're good. Okay, I've been talking about this on the channel for a while now, guys. Jamal Bryant has been a topic of my conversation, man. If you've been here, you heard me talk about this Target boycott. Yeah, not a big fan of it. Not a big fan of the Target boycott. Nope, not a big fan of it. Also, not a big fan of yeah. So there's been a wrinkle in it, though. It turns out that, I don't know, maybe they had someone stabbed him in the back, so Jamal Bryant was crying and Roland was crying and they were all crying because the pastors, I don't know. Let's just run the tape, Johnson. They'll break it all down.
Next on deck with Tim Black. Next on deck with Tim Black.
I'm going to show you just why there are situations in the black community that proves to us that we can never, right now, come together as one collective to get an agenda across a finish line. And it all has to do with the church. Roland Martin and Pastor Jamal Bryant is going to tell you better than I ever could. A few days ago, the National Baptist Convention, I'm not going to get into the history of Kojic, Church of God in Christ, and the National Baptist Convention, NBC. I'm not going to get into that history. But just know that a lot of black churches are under the Kojic Incorporated label and the National Baptist Convention label. And you see this headline, the National Baptist Convention USA Incorporated, the nation's largest black denomination, is under fire for accepting $300,000 from Target during national boycott. And it wasn't just NBC. It was Kojic and one other denomination, large denomination of black churches. 300,000 divided between 3 black large incorporated church heads. You can say that's roughly 100,000 apiece, right?
Target's generous donation will help us provide scholarships, support senior citizens, and invest in entrepreneurship programs uplift our people. Y'all, you can't do all that for $300,000.
Hey, isn't that how much Kamala Harris gave you for an interview? Hey, Roland, isn't that the number? Isn't that your number? 300,000. That's how much it took for you to give that soft ball interview to Kamala Harris. Yeah, that's how much it was. Yeah. I don't know, but you set yourself up there yelling and screaming.
So for 300 grand, you're going to do scholarships, invest in senior citizens.
Things you didn't do with your $300,000, Roland. And you got it by yourself for that riveting interview you gave Kamala Harris. So now I'm stuck on that, man, because it's so perfect. Roland, when you decided to do this and go way over the top and act crazy like you offended, like you're so mad, did it ever cross your mind that you would sound a little hypocritical? I know I don't expect anybody that comes on your show to tell you that. The one sister that probably would be like, I don't see her on your show no more. It was one sister was like, but everybody else, like that car dude, He ain't gonna step out of line. He know where to get his biscuits set. But yo, this is what's so funny, man. Roland Martin, Jamal Bryant. I'm gonna have for you guys. After you listen to this, I'm gonna break down to you very simple terms why this is a nothing burger. And it's gonna make sense when I bring it to you. Go ahead, Roland. Tell him everything. Be mad.
And entrepreneurship program. Do y'all know why this is a dumbass statement? Because the reason Target is being boycotted is because they are going against their commitment of investing $2 billion annually in black-owned businesses. I'm sorry. What are black-owned businesses? Those are entrepreneurs. So let me ask y'all a question. 300.
Roland likes Roland too much. Don't he? It's almost as if it's like he thinks he's better than he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man.
$1,000. $2 billion.
Yeah. I'm going to let this whole thing play through and listen to Pastor Jamal Bryant give his take at his church. Now, mind you, Roland Martin said in his show, and I can't put everything in here because I got to clip this stuff, but he said in his show that Pastor Jamal Bryant is not the only person leading this boycott. There are about 3 or 4 other leaders spread throughout the country that have come together as a collective to do this Target boycott. So it's not just Pastor Jamal Bryant, though he may seem like the face of it. He's not the head of it. But listen to what he has to say about this whole thing.
President of the National Baptist Convention, I said, Rev, we can't go out like that. We are selling ourselves short. He said, Jamal, give me a couple of days. Let me get the board together. I said, bro, you can get your board together, but Sunday morning I'm going to the mic and I got to say something. And you got to give me something to work with. He said, Pastor Bryant, give me a couple of days and I will do it. I said, you got 1 week to send me in writing that the Baptist Convention stands with the boycott, stands with the oppressed, stands with the marginalized, stands with the nameless and faceless people who are on the front line. $75,000 Baptist Convention, I'll write you a check. You can't sell yourself out for $75,000.
Yeah, it was roughly between $175,000. It wasn't a lot of money. And if you watch Roland Martin's show, he breaks it down and tells you how much that comes out to be per church.
I need somebody to explain to me how taking $300,000 that you're going to use on senior citizen, stuff for senior citizens, scholarships, and entrepreneur programs. Tell me how far that's going to go. The National Baptist Convention has 31,000 churches. That's what they claim. Y'all, the $300,000 in my speech on Friday, I said that comes out to $9.67 a church. Well, now we know they didn't even get 300,000. We now know the National Baptist Convention USA got 100,000. That means with $100,000 divided by...
Roland like count other people's money. Roland not even part of the church. Why is Roland even like, he wouldn't get any money anyway, Roland, right? Like you're not expecting any money, are you, Roland? Because you're one of them leaders of it that Jamal Bryant, or that you talked about. You and a couple other people whose names I won't name because, you know, I don't want to be cruddy. But, you know, it's kind of funny because you guys wouldn't get any of that money anyway, right? So why are you counting other people's money? But let's keep going, guys. Like I said, I got something for you at the end.
31,000 churches, that comes out to $3.22. Hold on 1 second. That's $3.22. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do this here. National Baptist Convention USA, Kojic and missionaries. Let's see. That's $322 per church.
Y'all like Roland, huh? That's your guy, huh? Y'all believe him too. Y'all think Roland's a good steward. He's a great advocate for black people. Look at him. He amazing.
That's 100. I got 200. I got 300. I got 350. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 450. 2, 3, 4, 5. 550. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 650. Okay? I got $640 right here. So that means that for your $3.22, that means I can assist. I can assist about 200 of y'all churches. Have your 200 churches email me.
Just say and pocket that money so they can put that brand behind Target and say, okay, well, since the NBC and Kojic are behind Target, then we should get behind them and go shop at Target. Every time you have black people trying to push this country forward, there's always other black people out there willing to go to the quote unquote other side to profit from it. And Target knows this, so they're trying to do a divide and conquer strategy. If they can divide the black community by shelling out certain dollar amounts to certain people, that can fracture the black community, fracture the message, and people start shopping at Target again, and nobody knows what's going on with the boycott. Not all black people are Republicans or Democrats, but there are some tokens in both parties.
Really?
And just right now, for me, there are a lot of black people in MAGA solely there for the exposure and the money. Candace Owens is one of them. And what they would do is they will go against the black agenda just to suit those MAGA people. It's the same way in the black church and with black people as generally. You got black people trying to push this nation forward as a collective, not just for black people, but by helping black people, you help the nation. The Civil Rights March and the Civil Rights Movement, that was
of Dale on the BET.
Donald Trump.
Next.
All right, guys. Thank God. DeMarcus L. Knight. This is his video. He's on TikTok. The young man you just saw speaking. His name is DeMarcus L. Knight. DeMarcus L. Knight. The reason why what Roland Martin is saying don't make any damn sense, and it further indicts both him, Jamal Bryant, and anybody affiliated with the Target boycott, is that obviously these churches felt that a bird in the hand was worth more than a bird in the bush. Yeah, they must have felt that this is as good as they're going to get it working with you guys. Yeah, like who would take way less money if billions of dollars are really on the table for them? So what I'm saying is, obviously, the NBC USA position, Dr. Boyce Kimber and his collective organizations, they must not have felt much trust in the leadership of the people doing the boycott that they would take this $300,000. Now, them taking this $300,000 does not end your boycott. It just doesn't. I mean, if you have all these people that are invested in doing this boycott, these people that are not doing it, or if they are doing it, which they have not said that they are not participating, it would not undermine or change what you're doing. But I want to stipulate again, once again, guys, check it out. If they really believe that they were standing to make so much more money, if they just stayed the course, why wouldn't they stay the course? They want you to believe it's because these people are just so pathetic, so blinded, that they would just take $100,000 when they were standing to make billions of dollars. And what I'm suggesting to you is maybe that's not true. Maybe give people a little bit more credit. Maybe they know at the end of the day, that money's going to get split by all these people. All these other folks are going to get the money. And they're not going to see pretty much anything out of it. I believe my scenario is more realistic behind the idea of what drove these people to make the decisions that they made. Either that, or we got people that are too stuck on stupid. And I don't think everybody's stuck on stupid. I don't think that the people lack the ability to determine that billions of dollars is more than $100,000. But I got a feeling those same people that could do math that way could also determine that a whole lot of nothing is less than a little bit of something. Because Black Americans are used to dealing with a little bit of something, ain't we? We've been used to having to make it work with just a little bit of something over here. And that just shows you how bad it is. Roland Martin is not even a part of the church. What is he even talking about? No, as far as where the money's going to go. Why is he even making these conversations about him and him going to his pocket to put money out? Was Roland Martin expecting the payoff? Was Roland Martin expecting? See, that's want people to see through this, man. Listen, do you think it's possible that Roland Martin and Jamal Bryant are not saints sent here from Jesus to rescue all the Black people? Do you think it's possible that Roland Martin, the same guy that just interviewed Kamala Harris for $300,000, will be more concerned with the bottom line for Roland Martin than he's concerned about all these Black people he don't even know? Yeah, I think I'm on to something here. It's called common sense. And I will agree with DeMarcus L. Knight about one thing. One of the problems Black people have is that we don't stick together. But we got a bigger problem than that. We follow behind people that don't mean us any good. We follow behind people like Roland Martin, people like Jamal Bryant, people like Al Sharpton, who've been eating at the trough from the Democratic Party forever. We blindly follow and think these people have our best interests. I've been saying from day one, this whole DEI, they took away DEI, so now it's all over. There were still Black businesses in Target, a number of Black businesses. More Black businesses were still getting money with Target than any other retailer in the country. Why would you screw that up in order to help LGBTQ and Latinos and Asians and all these other people when we already had a great deal going? There were Black businesses that were asking for us not to do the boycott because you're going to directly hurt their business. And instead of saying, we understand because you are a business and we don't want to undermine you, what did Roland Martin, Jamal Bryant, Al Sharpton, what did they all do? They all called those people sellouts and greedy. I fail to see the difference between that and this. The statement that was put out by the NBC USA position did not say they were going against the boycott. I wish they did say they were going against the boycott. I don't think DEI helps Black people exclusively or even Black people the most. I think DEI, from my numbers, all my research shows me, who benefits the most from DEI? DEI's primary beneficiary is white women. And that's who y'all really was striking for. That's who you was really standing in the gap about, not Black Americans. In fact, that Black Americans took this whole thing hook, line, and sinker. There's a reason why Jamal Bryant and Al Sharpton were involved in it. There was something in it for them. I have not seen anything to make me feel any way different about what the outcome was for them. It was going to be more beneficial for them than for the rest of us. $2 billion program, this program, it's still, look, Target has stated it remains on track to meet its 2022 goal of investing $2 billion in Black-owned businesses and stocking over 500 Black-owned brands by 2025. See, Target never said they were not going to live up to their obligation to do that, suggesting that not all Black vendors were affected. The decision to drop specific vendors may also relate to sales performance on some brands. Some brands were not performing well. I understand some brands were pulled. Not all brands. Maybe the underperforming brands. And not all of them were Black that were pulled. There were some Latino brands. There were some LGBTQ brands that were pulled. There were a number of different brands that were pulled. Probably brands that were not as successful, but they kept them in the store because they were pandering. So when they ended the DEI initiatives, they said, we're going to cease the pandering, but we ain't going to turn our back on moneymakers. So the moneymaker brand stayed. And you effectively torpedoed the money-making brands that were operating in Target. And that's my issue with this. Last thing I say is this. I have failed to this day. I have failed to see to this day any proof that this boycott was successful. Just because Jamal Bryant and Roland Martin and other people say it's successful doesn't mean it's successful. If your job or if your goal is to put Target out of business, that ain't going to happen. That's not going to happen. Also, you haven't told me how many black businesses were hurt by this Target boycott. I'd like to know the numbers of those businesses that were formerly in Target until you started the boycott. I'd like to know what those numbers are now. I'd like to know the numbers that were affected by this boycott and where this boycott put those businesses at. Because, see, I'm getting a lot of bloviating from the pulpit, but not a lot of meat on the bone when it comes to explanations. Roland doing a lot of yelling and protesting, but where's the truth? Where's the proof? Where's the data that shows me this was a good move to begin with? So, yeah. Okay, fine. Target turned back its DEI initiatives. DEI initiatives were never focused on Black Americans. Why use black clout to help the Western, to help everybody? When we did the Montgomery bus boycotts, the Montgomery bus boycotts were very focused, and it was for Black Americans. And it gave us a direct reason why we were doing it as Black Americans. This, I don't see a direct reason. That $2 billion, whatever amount of money you're talking about, that was going to be split with so many different groups. I fail to see. And apparently those black pastors feel the same way. They fail to see how that's going to trickle down to them. So they took the bird in the hand. People do that all the time. And I think that's the same thing that Roland and Jamal Bryant are doing. They're taking a bird in the hand for themselves. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, man. I like to hear it, but look, I'm not one of those people that's just going to go along with something just because other people say it's a good move. I want to see the numbers. I want to see the forecasting. You just alienated a retailer that was vastly providing more opportunities for black businesses because they cut off a program that was a voluntary program that they were not obligated to do anyway. They had benchmarks that they said they were going to reach. If they said, okay, we're going to invest $2 billion in black-owned businesses and over 500 black-owned brands by 2025, if it comes 2026 and they haven't done it, then I could see a boycott because that's black-focused. But y'all jumped the gun. Why, I don't know. And jumped out the gym on this. And I'm still trying to figure out exactly why. Why'd you feel the need to do it before the deadline was up so that you could have them dead to rights and say, well, you didn't meet your obligation? Seems a little weird. All right, guys. Yeah. Let me know what y'all think. I don't put anything past Roland and Jamal Bryant. They both seem a little bit too animated and too excited about this. The pastors or the churches in that network that decided to take that $300,000 does not change a national boycott. Why y'all so upset? Sound like somebody's thinking their money gonna get cut. You're still boycotting, right? Okay. All right, y'all. Next, Tyler Perry. Okay, so look, there was a lawsuit, $20 million lawsuit was filed against Tyler Perry, saying that he assaulted, aggressively essayed an actor And look, I talk about this. I mentioned this in a previous story, but let's go up a little bit further. I got some video clips by a sister on TikTok. Her name is I'm Not a Lawyer, but it's got a great show on TikTok. I want to play hers, and then we'll talk more about it.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
I'm not a lawyer, but an actor named Derek Dixon, who played the role of Dale on the BET series The Oval, recently filed a lawsuit against Tyler Perry, and I read all 46 pages of the complaint. So let me tell you why Derek Dixon is suing Tyler Perry for $260 million. Okay? And it really comes down to what the lawsuit says was Tyler Perry promising Derek creative opportunities, such as getting a role in a show or him promising to make a show Derek created, but it would require Derek having to deal with the harassment, assault, battery, and professional retaliation from Tyler Perry. The lawsuit starts with how Derek first met Tyler Perry, which was in 2019 at an event at Tyler Perry Studios. At the time, Derek was working for an event company that Tyler used for his events, and on the day of this event, Derek says Tyler, quote, picked him out of a crowd of employees and began asking him about his employment status and if he wanted to be an actor. At the end of the party, Tyler insisted that him and Derek exchange phone numbers, and almost immediately the two began texting. According to the suit, in some of these text messages, Tyler would be asking Derek about his dreams and aspirations, as well as his interest in writing and acting. And then one day, the lawsuit says that Tyler asked Derek to send him an acting audition over the phone, but Derek tells him he's at a Halloween party. So Tyler replied, asking to see pictures of Derek in his costume. Derek sends the pictures, and then the lawsuit says that Tyler responded saying, quote, I was gonna say, your cowboy needs a sugar daddy. You look great, you're just lacking costume parts. Sorry, don't want to offend. Derek replies to this message saying, not at all, it's so true, half-assed costume. And then Tyler Perry responds saying, what's true? Cowboy needs a sugar daddy. According to the lawsuit, this comment from Tyler Perry was him implying that he wanted to be Derek's sugar daddy. Now, shortly after this interaction, the lawsuit says that Tyler Perry held another event at his house and specifically requested for Derek to work the event, which meant he had to be flown from LA to Atlanta to be there. Now, following that event, the lawsuit says communications between the two of them continued, and during one text exchange, Tyler told Derek he would love to find him a job and change his life. He went on to say, quote, be careful hanging around me. I cause dreamers to dream big. I cause them to not only believe, but do. Then he says, you're an artist. You have to be fulfilled. Nothing else will suffice. The lawsuit says after that text exchange, Derek received an offer to play the part of a character named Dale in Tyler's TV series Ruthless. So Derek does the role, and about 1 month after filming that show, the suit says that Tyler Perry bought Derek a car because he, quote, hated Derek's Jeep. So more calls, conversations, and events happened, and according to Derek, the conversations with Tyler Perry started to get strange. The suit says in one text, Tyler said, quote, I can't tell you the last time I pumped gas or went to the supermarket or flew commercial or packed a bag or had good mechs. It was before I was rich. Derek says he thought the messages were strange coming from Tyler, but he decided to downplay them in hopes that he would be able to showcase his acting and writing talents off to Tyler. Now, a few months after that text exchange, Tyler Perry invited Derek to his house. Derek goes over, they have some drinks, and the conversation was overall pretty friendly. However, according to the lawsuit, at the end of the night, Tyler Perry invited Derek to stay over since they had been drinking, and Derek goes to a guest bedroom where he strips down to his underwear because he didn't have pajamas and gets in the bed to go to sleep. According to the lawsuit, while Derek was laying in the bed, Tyler Perry came and slipped in behind him and started rubbing Derek's inner thigh. The suit says Derek jumped out of the bed and told Tyler that he wasn't trying to do that, but Tyler allegedly ignored him and instead told him to turn around so Tyler could see him in his underwear. And while Derek was telling Tyler he didn't want to do anything, he was also trying not to insult Tyler since Tyler was, quote, dangling his career in front of him. Now, this lawsuit doesn't say how that night ended, but it goes on to say that Derek would frequently tell Tyler that he didn't want to do anything with him, but Tyler would respond by prying into his life. As an example, the lawsuit includes a text message in which Tyler says to Derek, quote, I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past that block in your mind soon. And according to Derek and this lawsuit, that text was Tyler implying that Derek would hopefully get past the block in his mind and let Tyler make love to him. As a response to that text, Derek said, quote, well, it's not this person, but yes, I want that too. I'm working on it. Therapy is helping. According to the suit, as time went on, Tyler continued calling and texting Derek, and at first he wasn't answering.
I hope that man's suing.
Okay, look. I had look. Wow. She goes on and on. I didn't want to use the whole video. I want to give you an opportunity to go follow her for more of her video. Once again, her name is I'm Not a Lawyer, but on TikTok. Wow. Now remember, there's some text messages, and there's some evidence that there was something going on as far as Tyler Perry hitting on this guy, and yeah, but of course it's a lawsuit, and he can allege pretty much anything he wants. Does that mean that's actually accurate? Is Tyler Perry going to have his own side of the story? I'm sure he have his own side of the story. But the word is on the street that Tyler Perry, it's kind of, a lot of people in Hollywood have known that Tyler Perry is a gay guy. That's what people are saying. Allegedly, that's what they're saying. That's what I heard them say. Okay, so it's not that secret. It's not a secret thing. It's like, if you Google it, if you look it up on YouTube or TikTok, you will see that the other people have made obligations about Tyler Perry in the past. I was watching one video where it was said that Tyler Perry routinely pays off people for keeping, not writing books or not making movies, divulging these things about his background. That for whatever reason, Tyler Perry does not want to let his private life become public life. And that's, so that's part of it. So anyway, I got to say this, man, and I'm going to play the next clip. It's comedian Ryan Davis. He has some stuff to say, and I want to play it because he makes some good points. Listen, guys, my problem with Tyler Perry is this, man. You too famous to do the shit you doing, thinking it'll never come out. Whatever this is, whatever this conversation, anybody that reads these text messages will have to conclude that Tyler Perry likes guys. It's not against the law to like men. It's not against the law to be that way. But it is against the law to try to groom people and try to persuade people through coercion, particularly people that work for you. So once this man begin working for you and you are the person that controls his livelihood, that's when it becomes a problem. But until then, it's whatever. People date and do whatever they want to do. But once you're in a position of power, there's shit you can't do. I don't know why people are afraid to say this about Tyler Perry. I guess because they want careers. Well, I don't have a career in Hollywood. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why I'm so able to speak freely about this. But I don't know what Tyler Perry was thinking was going to happen. I mean, this is going to come out eventually. Why not let this be the eventually? Because it's out. Time to embrace who you really are, brother, because this can't stand, but still know you messed up. You effed up. Because once you became the employer, you cannot carry on like this with employees. Now, it's I don't see a difference between the guy who filed the lawsuit, I think his name is Dixon. I don't see a difference between that and a woman. As far as I know, there's a difference anatomically. I know that. Biologically, I know it's a difference. But what I'm saying is I don't see a difference between, if this was a woman, nobody will be questioning what's going on here. We got a rich, powerful guy trying to manipulate and use a woman and saying, hey, you want a life? Here goes a car. Here goes this. You want to act? This guy wasn't even trying to be an actor. So you just fell into his lap, literally. Or he fell into your lap, literally, and now he's got an opportunity. He's like, I can't believe I got an opportunity. Yeah, but the opportunity comes with strings and prophylactics. Yeah, going to a guy's house at night, it sounds like Harvey Weinstein all over again. That's what that sounds like to me. Slips into his bed. Anyway, Ryan Davis has a slightly different point of view. And remember, Ryan Davis is a comedian, so he's going to be funny too. But I just got to play Ryan Davis, man. He's got a comedy special out right now. He's a funny guy. He's on YouTube. He's also on TikTok. And here goes his clip.
He is helping. According to the suit, as time went on, Tyler continued calling and texting Derek, and at first he wasn't answering.
I hope that man suing Tyler Perry don't get a dime. And it's because, honestly, if that man was sexually harassing you, there are certain parts within those text message conversations that a straight man would have put an end to the conversation immediately. He would have had questions immediately. There wouldn't have been so much back and forth. For those who don't believe me and go, oh, well, you don't know until you're in that situation. All right.
What up, bro?
What's up with the boy?
Nothing, man. I was calling to let you know, man, like, I don't know if you're going through anything or not, but, you know, I would hope that, you will allow somebody to hold you and make love to you.
Nigga, what?
Hey, what up, bro?
What up?
Oh, nothing, man. Oh, you crossed my mind, man. I just wanted to tell you, I don't know what you're going through, but, I would hope that you would allow somebody to hold you and make love to you.
What? You said what?
What up, bro?
Man, what the fuck? What the fuck is up, bro?
Oh, nothing, man. I just want you to know, man, if you're going through anything, I just would hope you would, allow somebody to hold you and make love to you.
Man, what the fuck?
Okay, so Ryan Davis is proving his point. Like, these are things that Tyler Perry said to his straight friends, and you saw how they reacted, right? They weren't like, oh, well, thank you. No, they were like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So he's saying that this guy, Mr. Dixon, the person who brought the lawsuit against Tyler Perry, obviously was playing along the whole time. Because it's not like you didn't know what was going on at that point. So I understand what Ryan's point is, but I gotta disagree, bro. I don't think when it started out that Tyler Perry was actually coming out the box that way. Now he built up to this point. This is not how predators do, and I don't think that this is the first time Tyler Perry's done this. Right? I think Tyler Perry he's been rich a long time. Tyler Perry been rich for 30 years, and I think Tyler Perry started off, I think he starts off very what's the word for it? He starts off regular. He starts off saying, hey, man, you look like you got something going on, man. It's like you might be talented, and there might be a way that can help your career, man. I like you. I think you got style. You got ability, you know what I'm saying? And have you really considered this? Well, you need to chase your dreams, man. Don't let the world do you like that. Get out there, and the guy's like, what, for real? It's like, yeah, man, look, here, take my number. If you want to pursue your dreams, let me know, man. I'm sitting here, and then Tyler throw in that God stuff. I think God gave me as a vessel to help brothers and sisters, help people be able to reach their dreams, and it helps me to be able to help you. That's how I receive my gift. My gift is helping other people, and that's how I've been successful. So look, take my card, and if you change your mind, if you're interested, hit me up. All right, my brother, be well. And that's it. And then that person's like, wow, I can't believe Tyler Perry cool as hell. Tyler Perry wants to help my life. Tyler Perry care about me. And Tyler Perry's like, yep, I sure do. And the next couple times that Tyler Perry probably talks to the dude, it's going to be more like that. That's the false sense of security, Ryan. See, Ryan, you're not a predator. This is how predators act. I've been covering like crime and news for 12, 13 years now, man. People don't just jump out the box. Of course, if you jump out of the box with somebody you know and start talking all crazy, kinky stuff, they be like, what's wrong with you, man? You all right? But I don't think Tyler Perry does that. Now, And with this guy, with those text messages, they didn't start. I don't think they started off that way. It's a slow climb. A slow climb because it would be too much resistance. It would be too much turbulence to just jump out. Nah, Tyler Perry slow walks him. In fact, he might, who knows? But if Tyler Perry is a real predator, he got other people in the different process stages. He probably got somebody else he's dealing with. He's already rocking them. 2 or 3 other people. And you at stage step 2. He got somebody at stage 10 and somebody else at stage 7. And then he just slowly move y'all up to, move you up the ladder. And yeah, so yeah, Ryan, I know you want to work in Hollywood. I get it. You don't want to burn a bridge with Tyler Perry, but you also want to be funny at the same time. I understand, brother. I don't think that what you said, it was funny. Don't get me wrong. It's funny. But yeah, predators are not good people, man. Yeah, to prey on the weak is dirty. It's diabolical. It's evil, right? Tyler Perry, won't he just date straight people? I'm sorry. Why doesn't Tyler Perry just date gay men? Why would he need to pick somebody who's not gay and try to, it's a reason. It's a fetish he must have that he would want to deal with straight guys, give them a false security like he a straight dude, and then come out the bag on him. And then pretty much after he's already given them an opportunity, just so he has something to take away from them if they don't act right. And it sounds like that's basically what happened. And once guy didn't act right, Tyler Perry took it back and kicked him off the show, and then comes the lawsuit. That's how it looks to me. I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer, but she put it her way. She said she read the entire 20-some page indictment or whatever statement. So anyway, that's the way I see it. I think what I'm saying makes sense. I think you get it. I think my audience gets it. Tyler Perry, I'm not saying he's the worst person in the world, but anytime you got to use power to get what you want from men or women, it still makes you a scumbag. Yeah, when you're dangling someone's future, man, and that's what all of this is about. Weinstein was dangling people's opportunity and dreams in front of their faces and then having conditions to make that happen for them. That'll ruin someone's life, man. That sends people into a deep depression. To be that close to a billionaire who can make your wildest dreams and success in your career a reality, yeah, man, that's a mind screw. And then you go against that and then your opportunities gone. Yeah, that's enough to make a person depressed. And that's a dirty thing to do to a human being. So yeah. Anyway, that's how I see it, guys. Let me know what you think. I think Tyler Perry, if the rumors are true, he needs to just come on out. Stop living in the closet. But this is not just about, is Tyler Perry a gay man or is he homosexual? It's, did he break the law by doing this, if this is true? That's what this is about. And all their damages. I don't know if it's $20 million worth of damages or 200 million. How much was it? I don't know how much it was. 200 million? I don't know. It's a crazy number. I forget what it is. I think it's 200 million. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section below, fam. Where we at, man? I've been doing this going forever. Jesus, it's 2:30. Damn. Guess I don't really have time to do Joy Reid. Yeah, ain't y'all tired? I don't feel like doing the Joy Reid. I got to cover Joy Reid, don't I? All right, give me 10 minutes, man. Let's run through Joy Reid real quick, man. She was in the building. I don't want to read Joy Reid. I don't want to leave her Joy Reid part out. Okay, so as everyone knows here, I've been covering Joy Reid for quite some time. I disagreed on many of her takes. Some of her takes are accurate, though. I will give her that. But Joy Reid can't stand me, so I've heard. And I heard part of the reason why I'm having such a hard time is that Joy Reid has become an enemy of mine. I didn't think she even gave a damn about my little YouTube videos, but apparently it has ruffled feathers. Who knew I had power? I got the power to piss off a very rich former MSNBC anchor. Jesus Christ, with her own show. Kids about what Tim Black's saying on the internets. Who knew? Anyway, Joy Reid made a return, this time on CNN. Here she is on a panel.
I find it rather extraordinary that we are very casually having a conversation about the tactical success or failure of dropping a 3,000-pound bomb or two on a sovereign country that did not attack us. And we are failing to unpack or even address, as we're discussing whether or not it was effective how we bombed Iran, whether Donald Trump was correct in saying we obliterated their facilities, and not asking why on earth is the United States bombing a country that did not attack us? What on earth are we doing there at all? And why is it that there is this arrogance in the West and in the United States to say that we get to decide who can have nuclear energy? We get to decide that, and not just decide it, we get to act on it and drop bombs on a country that didn't attack us. We had no business dropping bombs on Iran. And so the question of whether the tactic worked or not, to me, ignores the fundamental moral question at hand. And I think that I'm not alone probably among Americans who are saying that this was something that we had absolutely no right to do.
But they understand that the United States plays an important role in the world. I am thrilled that the United States is trying to police the proliferation of nuclear weapons. Imagine what the world would look like if it was otherwise. And I think that to just throw away our moral voice
would still be the only country that has ever bombed another country with nuclear weapons. And let me ask you one question. Why did the Iran hostage crisis take place?
So certainly,
I'm asking you
fundamentalist radicals took over the government who
hate
the West.
Why did they take over the government? Why?
Because they're religious jihadis who want to eliminate Western society.
They hate our way of life. They hate our way of life.
Or they overthrew the Shah of Iran, who we imposed on Iran because the Dulles brothers, one at the CIA and one at the State Department, decided that the oil beneath the soil of Iran belonged to BP and belonged to us. And when Mossadegh, who was the leader of Iran, the democratically elected leader of Iran, said that we would like to audit BP because we want to know if you are cheating us or paying the people of Iran based on the oil under their soil. And they said, you may not audit us. And then we overthrew him and he wound up dying in prison because we decided that we, in our arrogance as a country, got to own their oil. And wait a minute, no, one moment. And so the hatred of the United States had to do with the hatred of the Shah, who brutally repressed the people of Iran for 26 years until he was overthrown within Iran because he was not their natural king. They didn't want a king any more than we wanted a king. The bottom line is the arrogance of the United States' foreign policy. We act as if people act in a vacuum, and that nothing we do has ever led to the hatred of us in other countries. And I'm not saying that hostages should be taken, but you just said because they hate our freedoms. Well, that's BS.
No, they hate the Western world. I want to answer
what is the reaction?
Yeah, let me jump in here, man. Let me just say, first of all, I agree with everything she just said here. I agree with everything, well, almost everything. Most of what she said here, I agree with. And it is very lame that we have these people that make these claims that they hate us for our freedom. That was something George Bush used to say. They hate us for our freedom. They hate us for our freedom. These are dumb things. These are not true. Now, they hate us because we did things that make them hate us. Like toppling and doing regime change operations that installed someone that they did not elect, that we pretty much installed to do the bidding for us so that we get the outcomes that we want with the oil over there in the Middle East. And that's what it was about. And that's a perfectly good reason to hate somebody. That's a perfectly good reason to want to stop the infidel. That's a perfectly good reason. So I agree with her 100% on that. My problem with Joy Reid, and it doesn't matter if I continue to be blackballed from opportunities and I have people that are too cowardly who are trying to defend their careers or don't want to take a chance on them, brother. Let me say this. My problem is not your position on this issue. My problem is this is the same position you should have had when Obama was in office, the same position you should have had under Biden. It seems like the only time that they have a moral authority or they want to act morally or they want to speak truth to power is when it's a Republican in office. And that's the problem I have with all the Democrats. That's the only time that they're going to be on the side of right is when it's politically expedient. For the most part. And that's my complaint. When Obama was dropping more bombs than any other president, when he was setting records, putting up Kobe Bryant numbers, everybody was quiet. And now suddenly everybody's grown a conscience. In this particular situation, I haven't heard a death toll from Trump. And still, you get on your soapbox now? This is time for the soapbox? You didn't have a soapbox when we did the Afghanistan withdrawal? When Americans were killed? When the embassy got overturned? No soapbox then, huh? And that's my problem with the Democratic Party. Same thing. When Republicans act bigoted, when they go to their conservative roots and act bigoted and they support a Daniel Penny or whatever, you got no problem coming for the necks of the Republicans. But that's lame for me to agree with that, because when it's the Democrats and they're pulling antics like the kente cloth knee bend over George Floyd. Meanwhile, we got George Floyd's all over the country dying from fentanyl overdoses because drugs have been coming across the border unchecked by Biden, and I didn't hear nothing out of you. You're silent. You're quiet. Now you're upset that we have some people in the country who don't like us. Well, they didn't get here by osmosis. They didn't fly through the ether. They didn't come on space shuttles. They came across the border when the door was open by your former president who you ran interference for and lied about being competent. So that's my problem I have with Joy Reid. And not just Joy Reid, many others too. I try to spread the critique around. Just the more popular Democrats like Joy and Reid are the ones that get the brunt of it. And that's me being as honest. Me being as honest as my memory would have me be at the time. Let's keep going. She's got more to say. Now here she is on the Breakfast Club. I don't even know if I can get away with playing this.
We were at the National Action Network.
Oh, your National Action Network.
And it was the night that Patty.
Well, look, guys, we really won't know why Joy and Reid was fired from MSNBC unless MSNBC wants to tell us. And even if they tell us, we won't know if that's accurate or not. Yeah, because they could just be saying whatever they want to say. Damage control is important, right? But I find it very interesting that there was no accountability at all taking Joy and Reid here. Yeah, Joy and Reid was making a whole lot of money, and the ratings were not all that good. And if you say everybody's ratings were down, you are still admitting your ratings were down, right? That's still a factor. It's not like you were killing it, and they let you go. They took their best player out because they had a couple of segments with Ta-Nehisi Coates. I mean, it only came on once, right? I mean, were you that much a voice for Gaza? I can't imagine you being that strong a voice. I don't recall it being so out of pace. But okay, let's say that had something to do with it. I don't think it was everything to do with it, sister. I just don't. I know Charlamagne ain't gonna stand up for anybody. And he's gonna go along with the go-alongs. Play the media game, and that's what y'all all do. But Yeah, I mean, it remains to be seen. Like, I can't say it has no validity. I just think there's more to the story. Okay, so there's also the point that it's been a shift. Joanne Reed is such a polarizing figure that it's very difficult for MSNBC to try to get some of the Trump audience, not just Trump. Everything always comes down to Orange Man bad. Nah, some of it is the country's going another way. And people were tired of your bullshit, okay? You're tired of the same old, how many... MSNBC obviously wanted to change the tone of the network. And part of changing the tone of the network was getting a pit bull under control. And you were the pit bull. You were the main person going at Trump every night. Everything centered around Trump. You and Maddow, every second, every day, was taking a dig at Trump. And that's just not where the country is right now. So now they got people that are a little less confrontational, a little less right to go to war with Donald Trump. Jen Psaki, which is a far cry less of an attacker than you. Then they got Simone Sanders and Michael Steele. Once again, definitely not going to go hard in the paint as much as you did. So, yeah, I think it's a more of a corporate brand, a less vicious, less polarizing, entity than you represented for the entire network. And I think from a money perspective, from an investments perspective, MSNBC made some changes, not just because you defended Gaza. It's like, once again, they get up on their high horse and want to claim that they're the moral people. Nah, well, not so much. Not so much. I find it not totally understandable. I just can't swallow it, because there should be some accountability from you. I just don't imagine you being amazing and then being like, well, we got to get rid of her, though. We just got to get rid of her. We just got to. And then that be a discussion. So if it was Gaza, like you say, why not get an ultimatum? Get what I'm saying? Like, if it's just this one thing and that's Gaza, why not be like, hey, yo, chill on the Gaza? Or your Gonzo? And I think if you were killing it, if your ratings were so great and you were so amazing and it wasn't time to part ways, they would have given you that opportunity. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And the fact they didn't give you the opportunity to tone it down a bit says something. Says maybe they just wanted to make a change at the quarterback position. And like we say in all great things, all good things come to an end. And maybe that was just your time for it to come to an end. Yeah, I do, but I would like to say for the record, I do believe that there were way less talented people at MSNBC than Joanne Reed. I mean, I disagree with a lot of her politics, because I remember who she was when she was taking out Hillary Clinton before she got this MSNBC job. She was a different person. She got an MSNBC job, and she slowly became something that she wasn't. Playing offense and defense for the Democrats. I didn't see her that way, but that's who she became. But yeah, I think that Jen Psaki is a DEI hire. And I've said that. Of course, no one cared, because she's, I think she's a DEI hire. So is Michael Steele. These people are not good at what they do, in my opinion. Okay, that's just my opinion. And same thing with Dana Bash. Ugh. She had DEI hire. These people are not good. Andrea Mitchell. These people are not amazing at what they do. I'm just saying, there are a lot of, I know it's CNN, it's different networks. I'm just pointing out, there's a lot of low-hanging fruit in the cable news business. And they get propped up by money and who they know and who they date and who they're married to. And that's got a lot to do with it. And maybe they just didn't have those things working on your behalf there, Joanne Reid. Well, folks, that's all I got. Joanne Reid, she's back for better or for worse. Here we go. She's got a YouTube channel. She's got a probably one of those accounts on the internet everyone uses, where they want you to come to their pay. It's like Medium for journalists or whatever, so they can make some money or whatever. And then just get it, guys. Joanne Reid will not be in a bread line trying to feed her family. She's a rich lady. She's doing well. It's our broke asses we need to be worried about. Joanne Reid is good. She'll write another book during her hiatus while she decides where she would like to take her talents. If she'd rather take them to South Beach, LeBron James style, because I think she pretty much has a pick of where she would like to go. And maybe the severance package is sort of like the Don Lemon severance package, where you got a time differential and when you can go with somebody else. I think Joanne Reid would already be with someone else or another company if it wasn't for the parting gifts that she was given when she left, which is probably something she can't even talk about it because she probably signed an NDA. So anyway, these are just things that I've been told. That's what my sources tell me. All right, that's it. I'm Tim Black. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. And try not to cry too hard for Joanne Reid, Argentina. She good. She real good. It's us. Hell, Matt Lauer is still spending money from his MSNBC days. And he ain't worked in 5 years. It is what it is. All right, guys, that's it. Let's go to comment section. Who's in the house? Whose house runs house? Whose house runs house? Thank you, Black Mamba. Thank you, Tobias. Tuck Todd. Yeah, Chuck Todd, another one. This guy. Come on, man. Come on, man. Tuck Todd. Jesus Christ. Democratic Shields. Yeah, she was obsessed with Trump. And it's not just we don't want to get sued by Trump. It's the country doesn't agree with you. Even Democrats that hate Trump hate elite Democrats just as much, if not more. So she's she still has a mindset that it's evil Trump. Nah, the entire country rejected the Democratic Party, elite Democratic Party, to be more specific. Okay, so she still don't get that. You know what I'm saying? All right, LJ, what's up, baby? Sherry Covington, thank you. Good to see you, Cherry. All right, family. Y'all have a good one. I know we're late, very late. It's a long overdue show. Thank y'all for being here tonight. I got nothing but love for you. Remember, don't let anybody take your cornbread. This is your cornbread. Keep your cornbread, fam. Thank you to my moderators, Black Mamba and Buck Bewley. Thank you for my Patreon members of the Wolf Pack. Thank you for what you do, man. You are amazing. Thank you for supporting independent media. We do our best to tell it straight. Because of you, I don't have to mince words, nor do I have to worry about what I'm going to do tomorrow if I say this thing. Because I know what I'm going to do tomorrow. The same thing I did tonight. Number love for y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. And as always, where are my ladies? Where are my ladies? Up. There they go. Wolfpack.